Your book is aimed at an Indian audience or a global one?
Both. It brings the best of both together, the best of ancient Indian wisdom and the best of management theory that is available to us.
You speak about our civilization. Our civilization is made up of both individuals and institutions. How do you tackle the whole issue of institutionalized greed? How do you overcome that?
Institutions are nothing but an aggregation of individuals. If education has worked on each and every individual, the institution will get reformed.
But states and educational systems, as they are currently constituted, tend to reinforce greed. That's my personal opinion anyway. How are you going to change the system to produce people and institutions that share the values you set out in how to prevent recession?
I may not agree with you fully. We have used the course material of the universities as it is without changing it and incorporated values in it in this book. So this book says the theories are right. It's just that their understanding needs to be changed. They need to be seen in a different light. And that seeing in a different light is the 4C approach of this book.
So the theories and the practices that are ingrained in the great business schools, and they send out future CFOs and CEOs, are not really at fault. It is the underlying personal values of the individuals that cause the corruption by greed.
Many of the theoretical concepts which have been used have come out of a desire of seeking excellence. If that seeking excellence can be directed towards seeking excellence for everybody instead of just one individual, then the model works for society.
So you're saying that the search for excellence requires us to strip away any idea of gain at other people's expense and of using business at a higher level to create greater value within society.
All people whose decisions led to the 2008 recession, many of them became unemployed. If only they could see this fact while they were taking the decisions, maybe their decisions would have been different. This book presents to the facts in such a way that they are able to see it. Therefore, outcome of actions, when it is obvious, then your choices for income are different.
So they could practice the theories and the reasoning that they obtained at great business schools, but because they displaced that with an idea of personal gain only, the entire economic system was corrupted by it and it fell down.
The idea of education is to make man rise in Maslow's hierarchy. He should be able to drive the car of his life to reach higher goals. That has not been the focus of absorbing education. Once that focus is added and spiritual values which His Holiness and other religions, Christianity, Islam, their spiritual values which are common across all religions, when they become the shared values of society, then all models work.
Satya, in your book, you've mentioned the ascent of mankind through Maslow's hierarchy. Could you explain what that means?
The ascent of mankind begins with the ascent of man. A long journey always starts with the first step. So education is not a production line. It recognizes the individuality of each human being. And the ancient tradition, the ancient Indian tradition and ancient wisdom recognize that different paths may be needed for different temperaments or for different inner beings. Using that individuality, the curriculum, the study, and the path of learning is decided. That is how it helps each individual rise up in the need hierarchy which Maslow defined. And when all individuals together are rising up the need
hierarchy,
society benefits because they realize they actualize their own potential and they work to bring out the best which is within them.
So we have all of us reached the apex of Maslow's hierarchy. How does a change in attitude implicit in arising up through that Maslow's hierarchy benefit individuals, benefit you and I, for example?
It benefits us because we are able to bring out the best which is within us. And the best within us is useful for society. It is useful for us. It is useful for our nation, our industry, our cluster. And when the best within us is there in larger and larger groups, then the gestalt of that benefits and creates new dimensions of growth, new dimensions of discoveries, inventions, and economic value also.
I think that what you have written in your book should be a standard part of the curriculum at all business schools.
That was the idea.
Do you think they will adopt it?
That is up to them.